Welcome to Secrets of the Stars, where we explore the ancient knowledge of astrology, decode your unique blueprint, and unveil how the wisdom of the sky contributes to your life. I'm your host, Abby Lutus, astrologer, mentor, and sky guide. It's time to embark on a cosmic adventure of self-discovery and understanding why you are the way you are. Let's dive in. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Secrets of the Stars. I'm really excited to be back in here with you today with the September astrological forecast. Before I dive in, I just wanted to let you know that I am pre-recording this episode probably about 2 weeks prior. So I am literally just reading the astrological energies and what is involved. Right now, if you listen to last week's episode, you'll know that I am in a little bit of phase of travel and moving around. I am going to be in the middle of competing in the World Championships for Surf Life Saving in the Masters competition as this episode goes to air. So I wanted to get it out to you as I know that during that time I am not going to have the space to create the episode, but I'm so excited to be over on the Gold Coast competing in this competition. Once I finish up here, I will be hitting the road and making my way to the West Coast. I am really darting all over the country, so it is an exciting time ahead. But I wanted to also let you know that even though I am on the move, I still am open for astrology readings. So you can go over and have a look at the availability if you are looking to take a deep dive into your personal chart and further understand your uniqueness and your superpowers and your brilliance. So come and book a reading with me and I can guarantee you it won't disappoint. But let's dive in because I know this is something that you are waiting for, because August has been a lot and we are now preparing for September. We're just a few days away and, there is a lot going on in September as well. I would love to sit here and tell you that the energies are becoming more enjoyable, which they are. And, we can have both. We can have the dynamic energy, the challenging energy, and the harmonious energy. And I see that every time I report on these monthly forecasts. So that both exists within all of it, and just some months show up even more chaotic than others. But let's jump into the events of September, the astrological transits, and we start out with a pretty dynamic day on the 2nd of September. We have Uranus stationing retrograde. Now, this time prompts introspection and internal changes. It encourages breaking free from stagnant patterns, reevaluating personal freedoms and embracing innovation. So what is it about your uniqueness that you need to embrace? What do you need to really step into and fully own? It's a time to assess those unconventional ideas and make any internal shifts before implementing them outwardly when Uranus turns direct in 2025. The other thing that's pretty pivotal that's happening on the 2nd is that Pluto is retrograding into Capricorn for the very last time. So currently Pluto is retrograde and it's transitioning to Capricorn. It's been doing this for the last few years, moving back and forward from Aquarius to Capricorn as it makes its transition into Aquarius. But this is the very last time it's going to be in Capricorn for our lifetime. It's only here for a couple of months. So what it means is that there's something here that is finalizing. There's something that's ending for good, something that's needs to be tidied up, perhaps like tie a bow and put it to bed. It's a release and a moving forward into a new chapter when Pluto comes back into Aquarius. So the doors of this era are closing, but it's not without one more structured lesson that we have to learn. This is a transit that's been going on since 2008. So what is it that you have been moving through since that time? What is the last thing that you need to do to wrap this energy up and to move on to this new phase where Pluto will be in Aquarius? You will find power in yourself as you dive into these energies and rebirth as a complete new chapter. That's what this energy is all about. So just pay attention to what is going on over the next few months, and then Pluto will be moving back into Aquarius. It's an interesting time frame, let me tell you that. Also on the 2nd, Mercury makes a trine to Chiron. Now, Chiron we know is the asteroid that represents the wounded healer. So, and a trine here is a harmonious energy. So amidst all this transition and this movement of energy with Uranus stationing retrograde, Pluto going retrograde into Capricorn, there is a little glimmer, all right? So there's something here that is being worked out, all right, with Mercury making this trine. Trines are a flow of positive energy. So today there could be insights or understanding, perhaps even to do with this transition with Pluto moving back into Capricorn, an understanding of what is finishing, what is being put to bed and finished for good. Look at where the Aries area of your chart is. What does Aries rule? What house? And this will give you insights as to, what wounds you are healing and where the insights might come in. Then we move on to the 3rd of September, and this brings a Virgo new moon. Now, it might not be the easiest new moon. New moons are generally this beautiful energy. The reason it might not be as easy as we like, as Mars is also squaring Neptune. So I'll get on to both of these in a minute. But Virgo's new moon is a fresh chapter. It's a fresh chance to start something new. It's a time to clear the slate. And, Virgo is meticulous. So look at what intentions you want to set and what you want to grow and move forward over the next month, 6 months. This is a prime moment for refining goals, nurturing growth, and having precision, paying attention to the details. Just as nature prepares us for the coming season, let this lunar phase guide you into planting seeds for your dreams and be specific about what it is you want. That's when intentions can take hold. All right. Now, the reason I say that this could be intense is with this square, Mars square to Neptune. I might also add that this is the last lunation before we enter eclipse season, which takes us over about a month. So, with this Mars square Neptune energy, it could also be pretty intense. So watch your physical energy today. It might be unclear as to how you're actually feeling and how much energy you actually have. It's good to burn energy, right? If you feel it's there, but you also have to know when it's time to stop and reset. So if you're feeling anger, if you're feeling frustration, allow yourself to feel the emotions and move through them, but don't linger in the emotions. This is tense. It's an aspect that could be aggressive, that could be delusional. You might not know exactly what's going on. It might be hard to really tap into those new moon intentions that you're wanting to set for yourself. The thing that I want to encourage you to do, especially under this transit, Mars and Neptune, Neptune in particular is ruling addictions, all right? So Mars can just amplify these, right? So in this tense aspect, it's a really good time to avoid those things that might spark addictions or spark challenge. Avoiding drugs, alcohol, stimulants like caffeine. It's probably a day that you're going to want to escape from the reality of the world, all right? So this is certainly not the easiest new moon, unfortunately. Then we move on to the 5th. The 5th of September, we see Mars entering Cancer. Now, this is a challenging place for Mars because it's not in its essentially it's in its what's called fall in Cancer. And this means it just doesn't really do well here. It doesn't have the resources available to exceed at its best. And it's not to say that it can't, and there's certainly things that Mars can do in Cancer that are very powerful. But taking action and moving forward during this time where Mars is in Cancer, it might just feel tougher. It's like the resistance of water. When you're trying to move through water in a fast way, it's going to slow you down, all right? You're going to have to move through emotions and deal with this coming up in your physical energy, and it just might be a little restrictive, more so than normal. So, motivation might not be available. You could feel lazy. In saying that though, Mars in Cancer is fiercely protective. It is dedicated to protecting and honoring and nurturing the family and the people in its tribe. The good news is the energy is shifting, okay? So this can always bring new insights. Then on the 7th, Mercury makes a square to Uranus, and there has been this ongoing dance with Mercury and Uranus through Mercury's retrograde. So expect that you might be finding some resolve here as Mercury makes these final aspects. Mercury is now out of its retrograde phase, but it's still unfolding. The story of Mercury retrograde is still unfolding here until it finishes its shadow phase as it gets into Virgo and beyond. So, this could be a tense aspect. It's a square. It's a challenge. It could bring up unexpected insights, maybe from what has been going on in the last month or so. They could cause tension. Things could feel chaotic all of a sudden. And there's something being illuminated here for you. What you want to do is find power. All right. We always have power within us. What is the message coming forward, and what are you being shown? How can you lean into this energy and trust that even though potentially it's chaotic or you didn't expect it, there is some meaning here for you. Okay. On the 8th, the Sun makes an opposition to Saturn, and this could bring about a sense of restriction. All right. The Sun is our spirit, our power, our life force energy, and Saturn likes to put up boundaries. It likes to be responsible and it likes to slow us down and make sure we're checking all the details. So it's a time where we need to face the reality. Challenges and limitations could arise, and they may require disciplined efforts and careful planning to move past them. This is a time of assessing a long-term goal, confront any obstacles that are coming up, and demonstrate a perseverance in order to overcome difficulties and achieve the personal growth that you are wanting to accomplish for yourself. Saturn is always here to teach us a lesson. It's wanting us to slow down. It's wanting us to help us for the long term. A lot of people hang a lot of slack on Saturn, but it's not all bad. It's not all hard. There is a reason that we need to slow down, that we need to we need to be patient with things. And that's what this energy is showing up for us on the 8th of September. On the 9th, Mercury re-enters Virgo. Now, Mercury's been doing this dance in retrograde from Virgo to Leo, and now is coming back to Virgo. This is a great thing because we're starting to move out of the shadow phase of this retrograde. And as I mentioned before, there's some messages that are coming clear. This is going to be a perfect time for these messages to come out because Mercury loves being in Virgo. It's at home here. Finally the conversations might be clear. You might have the aha moment, or something will be in flow. Something will just drop in. Okay. It's a good time to check your health and wellness. Maybe there's issues that are being resolved, and things that are finalizing as we move out of this Mercury shadow phase. Lean into the caring, organized side of Mercury in Virgo. Be careful of and watch for anxiety, watch for overthinking, ground into the earth if everything is getting too much. That's a great way to access and practically apply this energy because Virgo is an earth sign, and sometimes just grounding, putting our bare feet on the ground can be really helpful. On the 12th of September, Mercury makes a sextile to Mars and the Sun will square Jupiter. So there's a little bit going on. The first off, Mercury sextiling Mars is a positive and energizing time. See, I told you there was good energy within the challenge, all right? This is a time that brings about new beginnings. It brings about quick progress in areas of life that potentially are related to communication, travel, transport, and even our physical energy. You will feel motivated if you make the small steps to take action and be more assertive, okay? This energy just doesn't happen. You actually have to put a little bit of effort to take those steps forward. Today will be easier to express thoughts and ideas clearly and make decisions without hesitation, okay? It's a time of moving forward. So take advantage of this period and use it to pursue goals or plans or something that you're working towards. Equally, the Sun is squaring Jupiter. Now, even though squares are challenging aspects, when it's these two, the Sun and Jupiter, is generally more positive. Jupiter brings positivity, abundance, and opportunities. So adventure could be awaiting here. Like, what do you need to do to lock in this, this next adventure that's coming up? Perhaps it's a trip or, something to go out and see the big wide world. Whatever it is, whatever the opportunity is there, take action today. It might not be so smooth sailing, but it's there for the growth and it's there for the opportunity. You might even be exploring a new passion. Take steps towards that, okay? The universe will reward you with the opportunity, with the abundance, with the lessons of Jupiter, even though it might not be the easiest thing to do. It's like finally booking the trip or booking the flights to go on that overseas adventure. Then on the 15th, we have a really beautiful transit. And this is probably one that you might want to flag in your diary because Venus makes a trine to Uranus. And this is a really expansive time. We have the two benefics, Venus and Jupiter, the two positive planets making a harmonious alignment. This doesn't happen every day. So it's a time of expansion and a time to be happy and enjoy the beautiful, blissful life that is, okay? It's a good day to meet up with loved ones. You might even be going on a date. This energy is perfect for that. You'll find the opportunities to spend time on the things that you love and the things that you value. And make sure you do that on this day. If you have any money matters, that's a great thing to be dealing with and resolving because it could be a lucky day. Enjoy expansive and joyful energy. Open your heart up to receive what you truly desire, and you might just find that it flows in with ease. Then on the 17th, Venus makes an opposition to Chiron, okay? So Venus in Libra opposing Chiron in Aries. Now this could bring up any unhealed areas around the feminine energy within you. It could also bring up unhealed wounds when it comes to values, pleasures, love, and money. Depending on where this falls in your chart, it's a good time to just go and directly look at what are these points that you're wanting to resolve, you're wanting to move through, and just see them for what they are. Then on the 18th of September, we have the beginning of eclipse season, and it's not the easiest eclipse season, let me tell you that. We have the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse happening at 25 degrees of Pisces. Now, this lunar eclipse is sandwiched in between Saturn and Neptune as they make their way to the very end of the zodiac, the very end of Pisces. There's some symbology right there. So if you're wondering about the energy of this time, there's lots of things that are perhaps coming to an end. Whilst these planets are both in retrograde, having this total lunar eclipse here in the middle is definitely going to be dynamic. Lunar eclipses happen when the full moon darkens as it passes through the shadow that the Earth casts from the sun, all right? So unlike other full moons, take care when you're engaging in rituals and ceremonies. This energy is not good for that. It's too much. It's too intense. It's too dynamic. Eclipse energy can be blindsiding and can bring light to sudden changes, okay? The other thing that's interesting is that the eclipse cycles are changing. Previously, for the last 18 months, the eclipses have been spanning across Aries and Libra, and now they're moving into Pisces and Virgo. And this is the first in the new cycle. So it's particularly potent. As I mentioned before, it's heading to the end of the zodiac, and it's happening in between those two outer planets of Saturn and Neptune. If you have felt that this time is, somewhat confusing or nothing seems clear, we don't really know what's happening, that's what this energy is all about. And maybe this eclipse is going to reveal something, or maybe it's just going to make things even more confusing. Expect something new to come up, a new topic to work with, something that has to be dealt with. Pisces is enchanting, but it's also delusional, and it could almost be like we're feeling lost in this fantasy world. And if you look at the things that are going on a world stage, I feel like there's certain things that are not clear. People are just, it's not certain what is happening. Our feelings might be on the line here. They might be swelling to their fullest and reaching a crescendo of sensitivity and intuition. And it's certainly an interesting time. And I just encourage you to really lay low. Spending time by the ocean could be really helpful and calming during this time, because Pisces is the sign representing the ocean. But in saying that, it could also enhance these feelings as well. The other thing that's happening on this day is Mercury is making an opposition to Saturn. And with all this energy of today, you're going to need to be really wanting to watch what is going on in your mind and the thoughts that are challenging you. Okay, you could be feeling challenged. Saturn is asking us, how can we bring more structure into this life that is so wishy-washy, into this time? What can we do to help us feel more certain? Okay, this is not supposed to feel easy, so know that you'll feel challenged and like you're being restricted in some way, but try to see the positive light. All energy is changing. Healthy boundaries is a great thing to have for yourself, and allowing your space the time that you need to thrive. So then we jump into the 20th of September, and the sun makes a trine to Uranus. This could be bringing on a unique experience, an unexpected event that empowers you to stand in your highest truth, okay? This is generally a flow of energy, but when we're talking about Uranus, anything can happen. This is a time where you're being called to change something for the better, take a different path, something that's going to illuminate your spirit. Now, truly eliminate your spirit from within, not for someone else, but for you. It's okay to rebel and stand apart from those around you. What's most important is that you show up for the truest version of yourself. Trust your intuition and embrace your individual spirit. The very next day, the sun opposes Neptune, and with all this energy going on, Neptune, it can make things confusing, right? It can make things dreamy. So this might feel like an enchanting kind of day, but the boundaries might be blurred, and you don't know the difference between fact and fiction, and it's probably not a good day to make serious decisions. While creativity and intuition can flow with ease, that's what you want to tap into. All right, you're going to have to be very mindful to navigate this dreamy kind of day. Embrace any opportunities for spirituality and magic and connecting perhaps with your guides. Remember to stay grounded. Neptune is able to unveil hidden truths and also hidden pitfalls. Okay, so just take extra care on this day. Mercury is also making a square to Jupiter, which can bring about big ideas, fresh inspiration. So maybe that's coming in through this opposition, this spiritual ability to access, the spiritual realm with this sun opposing Neptune. So fresh inspiration, fresh opportunity for expansion. Move forward with an abundant mindset, okay? Even though things might be clear, just hold that vision for yourself. On the shadow side of this aspect, you might become riddled with overthinking or spiraling of thoughts, or monkey mind, as I like to say it. But if things get too much, you want to drop into your body, move your body, shift into a new environment. That's the way to move through this energy. And it certainly will be helpful with the sun opposing Neptune. Then on the 22nd, the sun makes a trine to Pluto, and this offers ease and empowerment around transformation, the ability to unearth that which needs attention, okay? So that which is hidden in the depths might easily come to the surface, and a result will flow from that. Because of this easy energy, there might be a fresh realm emerging or a fresh idea. Pluto has returned into Capricorn, and as I mentioned before, there's something being finalized. This day in particular may give answers to what it is that needs to be tied off. Okay. Embrace this narrative. Also today, the sun is going to be changing into Libra, and we are going to be graced with a beautiful Libra season, which brings about harmony, balance, and taking the stage, okay? Being able to find that equilibrium in our lives. And amidst all this challenging energy, we're probably midway through eclipse season. Turn to relationships, turn to beauty, and these types of things will help guide you to find that equilibrium, to connect with those beauties and luxuries of life that are surrounding you. Appreciate beauty. Foster diplomacy, all right? So foster that sense of fairness and embrace collaboration with others. Libra energy inspires us to find diversity within us. So find that diversity and make peace with it and gain a new understanding, okay? The sun moving through Libra is really a beautiful time. This is also the date of the equinox. So it's really this balancing of energy. We are here at the spring equinox in the southern hemisphere and the autumn equinox in the northern hemisphere. A beautiful time to find balance amidst all this chaos that is eclipse season. On the 23rd of September, Venus makes a square to Pluto, and this is a tense aspect, all right? Venus then goes on to enter Scorpio, but let's talk about this tension first. You might be feeling the energy in the lead up today or even a few days before, but Venus is asking you to look at what you value. What are you trying to transform, which is Pluto, and how can you approach this with a loving, caring, kind, nurturing, and even a feminine energy? And what is the best for your higher self? What is the best way to do this with love and self-care for yourself? All right. Venus then enters Scorpio, and Scorpio brings about feelings of passion, attraction, love, sensuality, and pleasure. And you can see how Venus can align with this, but it's going to be really intensified because that's what Scorpio does. Now, this energy and this energy of Scorpio also applies with envy, jealousy, self-indulgence, and laziness, okay? The thing about Venus in Scorpio is that it's not comfortable in this sign. It doesn't have the resources that she needs to thrive, to be at her best. So you really want to watch for those challenging energies coming through. Take care with your spending habits and, really watch what's going on here. This could be a good time to invest, but I don't give financial advice here. It's just part of the energy of this transit. On the 25th, Mercury makes a trine to Uranus, and this is a time to own your unique individual abilities. It's likely that you could have a spontaneous great idea dropping in, and that might inspire change. Uranus energy is dynamic and disruptive, so no matter how weird the messages are or whatever's coming through, just roll with them. Mercury is also making an opposition to Neptune, so it could be like foggy, right? As I said, this energy could be weird. This message coming in could be weird, and it might not be clear with this Neptune opposition. So just beware of misunderstandings and illusions that could cloud your thoughts. Take care in articulating your ideas. You might not want to do it right away. And just make sure that you're getting the truth of the full situation. This is one that you might want to just sit with for a few days before you take any action on it. On the 26th, Mercury makes a trine to Pluto. This will feel easier on your mind, okay? And this might be where the transformation comes through. It's a time where you could feel strong and in your power, and talking to yourself and those around you about doing the same thing. Transformation is not always easy, but what feels good is when you clear your karma from the past and transmute the darkness from the underworld and move through it. And this day is certainly going to be helping you do that, especially when it comes to your mind, your mindset, and the way that you're thinking. On the 26th, Mercury enters Libra. Now, again, this beautiful Libra season energy bringing harmonious and balance and equilibrium. Now with Mercury moving in here, it's bringing harmonious communication and it's bringing balanced perspectives. So it's not sort of one-sided. Under this influence, you might really feel the need to write, and treat your words as art, okay? You'll see sort of more fairness in your conversations and communications, and seek mutual understanding. So find the middle ground. That's what Libra is asking you to do. It's a time to bridge any divides that might be going on, foster cooperation, and just create some intellectual harmony in your life. We finish off the month on the 30th of September with Mars making a trine to Saturn. And this could be a surge of both physical and mental energy. It might invigorate you, all right? Saturn can sometimes be challenging. I talk about this often, but if you want to maintain clear boundaries, I should say, if you're able to maintain clear boundaries and have good structure, harness this. What can you create within structure? What can you create within the boundaries? It's like having an exact plan. You know exactly what you want to do, and it will be easy to execute it. This day of heightened vitality does encourage us to take risks, but with decisive action and the process of getting things done. So seize this opportunity and make some decisions that will be effortless, and shed what no longer aligns with you and your purpose, and conserve the energy for you and what truly matters. That's what this transit is all about. It's about getting rid of the things that are no longer serving you so you can move forward. So there you have it. We finished September in the middle of eclipse season, so it could be a dynamic one. But I hope you've enjoyed this episode and found it insightful and got some key dates there that you can apply to your life and mark down in your calendar. If you're interested in booking a reading, please do go to my website, abbylutis.com. And until next time, keep shining bright. Thank you for joining me on this cosmic journey of self-discovery. If you have enjoyed this episode, please leave a review and share it with someone who you think would love it. Keep exploring the secrets of the stars, and remember, the universe has woven a unique story just for you. Until next time, keep shining bright.